So let's go through and look at the things that do change. So one of the main things, I put it as number one. And hi to you, Phyllis. I do know a Phyllis, but I don't think you're the Phyllis that I do know from my other part of my life, but I'm glad you're here. And if you're new to me, I welcome you as a first timer to my classes. I teach 11 classes, by the way, so you have to just look for my name. You can search by my name actually in the search box, and you'll find all the classes I teach. So nutrition. As an older adult, a lot of us live alone. It's turned out that way. Maybe, maybe our, I don't know, maybe we're divorced, maybe our spouse has passed away, our kids have grown up, they're living in another state, possibly. Oh, great. That's great, Phyllis. Maybe we're just, somehow we're living on our own now. Now, this is the key. It's not that we're lazy, okay? So I don't want to use that word lazy. It's just that we are on our own. We're on our own. It's like, what do I make for dinner? What do I make for lunch? Coming up with healthy, balanced meals 3 times a day, every day, just gets monotonous when you are by yourself. It's a whole different thing. If you live with somebody, you can get encouraged by something that they might feel like eating. So you like, yeah, I'm going to make this for them. Or maybe you get a break and somebody else makes something for you. But when you are on your own, it does get a bit monotonous sometimes, just coming up with ideas and figuring out what to make for food. So that's our number one thing that changes as we get older. The second one, we kind of just talked about it because I put it as the question. It can be kind of confusing sometimes when we're doing recipes, possibly. Like this guy is not sure whether he should use a red bell pepper or a red pepper. Sometimes things are just confusing, just in terms of like, what am I supposed to have? What should I concentrate? Should I concentrate on my calcium, or should I be concentrating on my potassium? Does this contradict with this medication? It just gets difficult. The next one is the challenges that come about. Like, for example, illness. We are more prone to medical conditions as we age. It's just part of life. As we get older, we might be more at risk of certain medical conditions that didn't plague us when we were younger. We might have disabilities of some sort. And this one, we all know this one because of what's going on in the world. Isolation. Have we been a little bit isolated? Have we been a little scared to go to the grocery store? Are we living in a place where it's just not easy to get out? Yes, you can order online now, but are you going to get the fresh, celery that you were wanting? And if you were in the store and you saw it, maybe you wouldn't get celery that day. You would get cucumbers because they look better or they're on sale. Ordering online is definitely a step up for anybody who is isolated and has disability and can't get to the grocery store. But if you're like me, I'm a hands-on person. Like, I want to look and see what it is I'm buying. Does the asparagus look good? Is it on sale? Is it is it looking fresh? Okay, I'm going to buy asparagus. I really go with my nose and my eyes when I'm in the grocery store. I sometimes have a tiny little list, but for my basics, so I don't forget those. But I do go around, especially the fruits and vegetables, and see what looks good. What am I attracted to? What do I feel like when I'm buying groceries? So just think about it. Our nutrition is affected if we are isolated, if we have disability, if we're having illness, and we just can't get close enough to the food to purchase it. So that's number 3. Any questions from anybody so far? It's all making sense for you? Okay. Number 4 is nutrition is just as important for us in this age group, in these aging years, as it is for the younger person. Now, why do I say that? Because guess what? We are all culprits of this. We raised families, when we had babies, it was very important that the babies got certain things so that they could grow and develop properly. And then our school age kids, we wanted to make sure that they ate proper nutrition so they would grow strong bones and grow up and get tall. And then our younger adult children, we wanted to make sure that they got good brain food and all that so they could study in college or university. We always considered and were conscientious of all these other age groups. And then we get to our age, 50 something. And what do we do sometimes? What do we say sometimes? Well, I made it this far. I must be doing something right. And we don't really think about our nutrition. Now, I always talk about if my father knew, I talked about him in a lot of my classes, but he's just the personal experience examples I can give you. I'm okay. He's 88 years old. When he says, I don't care what I eat today, I just let it be. He's 88 and he's got every right to say, if he feels like a second bowl of ice cream, go for it, because he's 88. But what I'm thinking is, in our 50s and our 60s, around that age, I feel like we've sort of stopped thinking that nutrition is important for us. But guess what? Here is the truth. Nutrition is actually even more important when we get to that age. Why? Just because of what I've just said. We are more prone to disease. We're more prone to toxins. We've been on this earth for 60 years to accumulate toxins in our body. We have all these other things going on in us than we did when we were 20. Therefore, I believe nutrition is even more important when you hit 50, 60. So this is something that we just don't think about. And I want you to start thinking about that. So don't just go, yeah, I made it this far. I'm doing pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good. But why just be pretty good? Why not be optimal? That might just be the difference between getting dementia or not, or having something develop into a disease or not. So that's my number 4. Number 4, I find very, very important. And number 5, this one we're going to talk a bit more about as well. Undernourished older adults. Did you know that in our countries, North America, first world countries, we have a lot of undernourished adults? And when I say that, I'm not don't picture like the skinny, person that looks like they don't get enough food. I'm talking about people that have, they've got something to their bodies. They're not skinny, but they are undernourished. What does that mean? We're eating the wrong foods. We're eating like foodstuffs. We're eating things that our body can't even recognize. And we are overweight and we're carrying around a bunch of weight and we are undernourished. That's the sad, sad part. Don't picture, the stories of the third world countries where they just don't get enough food. That's sad in itself. But I find just as sad is that in our countries where we actually have access to food, we are undernourished. Now, what are the problems that come with that? Not able to fight infections, having cognitive issues like brain fog, suffering from muscle weakness, and having difficulty even getting out of your chair. How many of us, and again, wear and tear, so your sofa, your couch could wear down the cushions, but how many of us have a harder time getting off the couch now, just to like stand up from the couch? I do. I think it's the wear of the sofa, but I also feel like, I'm getting older. I got to keep my nourishment up. I want to be able to move my body. I want to be able to move around and do all the things that I wanted to do in retirement, for example.